American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have an Irish whiskey, Hyde 1640, number 8, Heritage Cask, Stout Cask, finished Irish whiskey. Yay! This is brand new on the German market. I have no idea when it will reach America and or UK, Australia, or wherever you're watching this from. I hope you're going to tune in before you watch Roy this evening. Aquavite, he's always a great person to watch, and I just decided to do, after my German live stream about this, my uncorking, to do an English uncorking as well, even though I've had a little bit. This is actually the bottle number 4070 of 5000. This was bottled in June of 2019. And yes, 29.90 euros, so about 30 euros, $35 roundabout. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to a other Irish whiskey, and this is Hyde number 7. This is the Presidential or President's Cask. This is 1893. Each and every time they have a new number on here. And this is a single malt Irish whiskey. This actually was finished in a sherry cask. And this was, wait a second, let's just make this a little bit better. And this was finished in stout. Now, the question is, what type of stout? This was actually finished in, this expression is a triple distilled Irish whiskey, so I would guess it's going to be Bushmills. Slowly finished in a full-bodied craft Irish stout cask from the Cotton Ball Craft Brewery in Cork City. Yay! So I'm going to just pour a little bit of each and just enjoy this here. Now, I know this is not the best time for most of my viewership in the States and so on. It's in the afternoon, but over here in Germany, it's in the evening, and therefore, that's the way things go. I can't do it at 3 o'clock in the morning and get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and then continue on with life. So what transparency is always one of those issues we have sometimes with whiskey, especially with Irish whiskey. Where did it come from? We don't know. Hyde doesn't really tell us. And the second question is, which many people really dislike, is the question of here, is it single malt or is it grain? Now, one thing you can learn with Irish whiskey, if it says single malt, it is single malt. If it doesn't say single malt, it's not. And that's the case here. So this is actually 75% single grain, sherry cask matured, and then finished in a craft Irish stout for 5 to 6 months. And the other 25% is actually, it's a single grain bourbon, and then the other 25% is a sherry cask matured, and both are then finished in the 4 to 5 months here. Very, very interesting, to say the least. So very, very good. Now, what we have here is a typical contender of the bottlers in Ireland. This is actually the product of Ireland, Irish whiskey, and it's from the, I have to spell this or say this correctly. Let's make sure this is the Irish whiskey. Going back here, this is whiskey base number 137773, and this is from the Hibernia Distillers Limited. Now, they've actually brought out 8 different things so far. There are 2 brothers that actually formed this. This is Connor and Alan Hyde. That's the reason why they have those names. That's why it's called Hyde. So far, my ranking says here they have a total of 18 different whiskeys. It was founded in 2014, to be very exact. And if I go here to the website, hydewhiskey.ie, the last whiskey, they have number 1, they have number 2, they have number 3, they have number 4, they have number 5, they have number 6. They have the Hyde cask strength, and they don't have the 7 on the website, and they don't have the 8 on the website, which of course is very, very frustrating. Now, I've had all of their bottles. I bought them with my own money, and I've actually reviewed them online. And I must say, I like the concept. Wood management. You take whiskey from someone else, Cooley or and Bushmills, and then you actually finish them in your own desire. So this has a very, very nice sherry. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite whiskeys at the moment is Glenrothes, the Whiskey Maker's Cut. This is 48.8%. This is fabulous. This is running about $65, 65 euros, about $80 over here. I think the Scotch 4 dummies did it. Not the Scotch test dummies, the Scotch 4 dummies tasted it. They all liked it. I thought it got 4 points out of 5 or 3 or 3.5 out of 4. Very, very well done. The same type of sherry is what I'm getting here. Over here, the stout, it's a much more deeper, richer, berry type of Guinness moment. Now, I personally am not a big fan of beer. So I'm not, that's not the problem with the barley. It's not the problem with the wheat. The problem is, of course, with the hops. And I just don't like that bitterness that hops gives a whiskey. And therefore, I must admit that this is sweet. This is nice. This has a lot of that spiciness in there. And it's a very, very nice whiskey. 43%. Over here, I also have 46%, by the way. 70% single grain, 25% single malt, then actually matured together for 5 to 6 months in a stout cask from the, I should be able to read this, Cotton Ball Craft Brewery in Cork City. Cork City is a beautiful place if you ever go there. My wife and I were there a few years ago, go to the castle, go through the city. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city in Ireland. I would say the grain pushes through a little bit. The stout actually covers a lot of that grain. There's a little bit of alcohol there. Nice whiskey, especially if you consider the €30, $40 price point. Very, very well done there. A good whiskey for a good price. There's a little bit of sweetness from the stout that kicks in there. The alcohol from the grain kicks in there. The malt is there. A little bit of spice is there. A well-rounded whiskey for that price. Over here, we have the same price, by the way, €30, so about $40 for the number 7, 1893. Now, each and every one of these little numbers actually have a significant moment in the history of Ireland. So here, the rugged landscape of Ireland, southwest coast of the wild Atlantic Way provides the perfect temperate climate to gently mature this exceptional single malt whiskey. Originally distilled in a copper pot still, Hyde No. 7 is matured in roasted first fill vintage bodega sherry casks. So, it doesn't say anything about the 1893. I think that was the birth date of the first Hyde president. I think I got that wrong, but I'm halfway right. The other one over here we have is from 1640, and it says here, in 1640, 2 Hyde brothers, just like we have with Alan and Connor, one a blacksmith and one a vintner, set up the Hyde family pub and forged at Tinker Cross, Girton, just outside Bandon in West Cork, Ireland. 10 generations later, the Hyde family continues the tradition of purveying only the very finest Irish whiskey. Purveying is a word I don't really use. This expression is a triple distilled Irish whiskey slowly matured or slowly finished in a full-bodied craft Irish stout whiskey from the Cotton Ball Craft Brewery in Cork City. So, going over here real quick. Nice, very, very nice. I prefer this. This gets a B minus in my book, and this gets a C plus plus. And the interesting thing for me is the value for money. This also gets a C plus in my book. A nice whiskey, if you like stout finishes, not going to break the bank. Very well done. 75% single grain, 75% single malt. Okay, of course, single malt, 100%. Sherry finish, absolutely. Ooh. This is hum ringer is what my grandfather would used to say. When we play horseshoes, he'd get the hum ringer. You see the little horseshoe go around the stick in the ground, or the rod in the ground. Mm. Mm. And here the sherry just infiltrates every little pore of your mouth. Very, very nicely done. So if you want a great sherry whiskey, number 7. If you like a stout finish, go for number 8. Both of them are very good values for money for that what you're getting. Both of them are a good example of wood finishes here in Ireland with Irish whiskey at the moment. Both of them have their roots in Ireland, but the company has no plans whatsoever of actually building their own distillery, and they usually only trying to make the labels line up. They only offer small batches. I think the 5,000s were for Europe. They might actually then do maybe a little bit bigger batch here for America, since the bottle sizes are different, as we well know. We have 700 milliliter in here in Europe, and you have 750 in the States. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. My question of the day is, do you know any other whiskeys that have a beer shake slash stout finish? I know Teeling has a stout finish. I know Glenfiddich has an IPA finish. What other whiskeys do you know that actually have a nice little stout finish? Julieta just showed up. Thank you very much. Hey, just closing down. I'm so sorry at this moment. All right, I just reviewed the number 8, which just came out in Germany here this week, versus the number 7, which has been out on the market for about a year. Juliet, thank you very much. I enjoy watching some of your live streams as well, usually on the replay. Time differences are sometimes a pain in the butt, but that's the way it is. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskey you can't always get, even here. It's really, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a little screen share, if I may, really quick. This is what really, I think is great. So let's see here. We go the Hyde whiskey. I can't even find this here. Where is it? Hyde whiskey. Here we go. So if I'm doing this right, I should be here. Exactly. So you now see we have here, which I mentioned before, you have the Hyde whiskey number 1, the President's Cask. Fabulous. If you can still find a bottle, this was one of the best Irish whiskeys, a 10-year-old sherry cask finish. Oh, that was heavenly. Number 2 was the rum cask. I'm not a big fan of the rum. That's my problem. Number 3 was a grain. Okay. 6-year-old. Okay. Number 4 was once again a rum. Well, whatever. Number 5 was a grain that had the burgundy cask finish. That was interesting, to be honest. And number 6 was once again a much older. This was a mix of single grain as well as single malt, and it received the cask finish. And then I also have the 8-year-old cask on single grain here. And what you don't see is, of course, 7 to 8. They don't have it on the webpage. That's the way things are. Okay, I'll catch us on demand. Thank you very much for watching. All right, Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American here in Germany, saying bye-bye, see you soon. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, my videos come out. See ya. Bye.